All right, we're gonna call this meeting to order. This is the Forestville regular town board monthly meeting. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Roll call.
Kevin Gillett,
Here.
David Samuels,
Here.
Lauren Eager,
Here.
Tina Schmidt, here, Lisa Plahatch here, and members of the public are Jan Gillett. And what's
Michelle Lori.
Kevin Brower.
Anthony did them. My turn?
Yep, you guys are
Yep. Chris Sample.
Christine Reed
Little seconds.
and Jason Plahatch.
All right, thank you. Let's do the pledge of allegiance then. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Verification of public notice.
Our agenda was posted on our town website, it was posted here at our town hall, it was posted in my office.
Thank you. Agenda presentation.
We'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion from Lauren to approve the agenda as presented. The second by David, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Approval of meeting minutes from June 15th, 2026 that were emailed out ahead of time, and we have a copy sitting here.
I did not see it. I just did change.
Nope. They look correct as presented.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the meeting, agenda meeting minutes from last meeting.
I'll second.
All right. I have a motion from David to accept the meeting minutes from June 15th, 2026, and a second by Lauren. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Treasurer's report.
In the county checkbook, we have $773.45. In the money market, we have $32,875.07. The broadband account, we have $15,650. The CD for the fire department is $142,612.83. The cemetery account has $16,783.65. And the LGIP general, we have $435,390.88. And WPS, the escrow account has $2,550.
There are no standard deals, right?
There is. Well, we just gotta check for the tree that was cut up. That was,
Oh, sure.
so we keep the, Lauren just brought that down. But we have the Maplewood next step that forward.
So.
It should be coming, I was saying.
Yeah.
But that is it.
That's it.
We already done. He couldn't do it, he was being done.
Okay. Everything is good. I'm looking for a moment.
I'll move to accept the monthly balance sheet as presented.
Lauren will second.
All right, I have a motion from David to accept the treasurer's report as presented and a second by Lauren. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Public comment. Limit 3 minutes per person, 15 minutes on the topic. Is there any public comment today? Yes.
Yeah, Kevin, we have an update on that town road quad of Cherry.
Yes, it was exactly like I said it was. It ends. David, would you like to pull that map up, please?
Can't put it on the screen, I guess. but-
Because it's interesting, you checked it last time on the meeting. Couple of days later, after this meeting, I checked and they changed it
Well, I look,
on the map.
Right.
Now,
It was incorrect. I had called the day after the meeting, I called county to just question what was going on there, and they said, and actually, she had already said, she had already, before the meeting even was looking at it and had sent one of the corrections to the guy who does the actual fingers on the keyboard. And he fixed that while I was on the phone with her, and I reloaded it and it was fixed, and then there was a little triangle that he had to get rid of, so the map, so I have it up here. You can't put it on the screen right now, but it is the red does go right past the Vanity Trail, so it was fixed the way it should be. I know that the timing might make it look wonky or something, but it was fixed.
do you have the legal backup for that? Because, you know, I know this is easy.
Well, the legal backup is that county, I mean, that's a
The question
county.
is, because in the past, the town or the county plowed it up to the intersection of Ichabod and Sleepy Hollow. So, and the map last time showed it was different. Now the map shows different, which is easy to do. But what I'd like to see is the legal backup.
Well, you would have to go to the courthouse and you can get to the register and they can show you that.
The county,
And I mean,
because it was explained to me that the map was incorrect.
because
I mean,
but they,
whether we like that or not.
in a professional manner, they should have given you the legal backup. Because that is easy, you know, if you have access to the program,
Mhm.
just draw the line. Anybody can do that, who has the software.
Well, whoever did it originally made an error. And that wasn't the only place. There were other places to fix it.
Sure, they're not saying that that's gospel.
This is,
This is a reference, period. You can see that in their disclosures on there all over the place. They're not telling you that that's exact. They're saying that this is about what it is.
That could be. Because,
Could be.
but the only thing is, why did they follow it in the past? That was-
Because the law was different back then, as I explained to you the last time. The law has changed. Okay? Cannot go down a private road any longer. The county will not and cannot go down the private road.
So,
Private
Yeah,
roads,
but-
private roads, private driveways, they can't do any.
Yeah.
I know that, but the
All
key
right.
question is.
Our 3 minutes are up.
So that's the key question.
Next,
We don't have, you told us to do the legal homework with the road. We don't have the final definitive. It's possible that, the person who's responsible for that is online because they were out of town, so not able to attend in person, but Nick Reader has given up responsibility for the road. Now, that's not the final legal. The person that's going to be working on that is related to the family. It's Patsy's son, Paul, who's moving in to Patsy's house, Paul and Debbie. Because they're part of the family, they're taking the lead on getting the road maintenance into somebody else's hands. Nick has basically washed his hands of it. Now, I don't know what that does to ownership of the property. But, the road's in limbo. Nobody's taking care of it.
but do you have a legal advice or somebody that as an association, once that association gets established, you want some legal advice?
We did, and we went to his office and he had since closed his office and moved, so now we're gonna have to run him down where he went to, or find somebody else, but, that's just as much of an update that I have on legal end of it.
Yeah, no,
Verbally.
thank you for the update. It's just there's nothing, I mean, we can't do anything from the town standpoint. That's the only thing there. So,
Right, and I did have a question for you. I was looking all over for your, meet, yeah.
oh, yeah, no, I was, Wednesday, it was last Wednesday at 9 a.m. I was here. There were a couple of people. Next month, it will be scheduled from 3 till 4. But I'm gonna probably have to change that to 9 to 10 because I'm working in that afternoon as of now. So, but it's always the third Wednesday of the month.
Third Wednesday.
Yep, and it alternates usually 9 till 10 one morning, 3 till 4 the next month's afternoon, alternating back and forth. Sometimes if I have to change it, it'll be on the website, the town website.
Electricity. No.
Yeah, I let the,
Larry, remember,
I looked all over the website and I can find me.
it's, it was, you know, it was right there at the bottom of the calendar. It's, the scrolling,
It's scrolling part.
yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I can show you where that is. Like right here. Here's, it says August 17th is the next one, and that one is scheduled, oh, I'm sorry, that's a town board meeting. August 19th, that one is scheduled 3 till 4. And as of now, it's still 3 to 4, but I will be here either at 3 to 4 or at 9 till 10. It may be moved to the morning, but that'll be known on the website. There'll be a correction or a change if it changes. Or call me. David Sanders, on the website, you can find my cell phone. You know, I'm often lonely. Just me drinking coffee and all like that. I'm happy to talk with you, just, you know, so, and I won't have a clock. You can go on for 15, 20 minutes. I got an hour at least.
Your 2 minutes are up. Anybody
I'm
else?
gonna take him too, where else?
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Anybody else? Yes,
Kevin Broward, representing the Maplewood Athletic Club. Main reason, and thank you for allowing me to speak. Main reason is, and we've noticed the town has done a lot of work here with improvements, and I hope you guys have noticed that we've also done a fair amount here trying to maintain and keep things looking good. We've known about the project going on with the bathrooms, and there's been some discussion about water. Jim Groveville, our president, had mentioned in the past that we've had water run to the clubhouse that's pre-me equipment. I do not remember water being there at any point in time. I guess the main reason I'm here is we've got some interest in trying to get water source kind of to the clubhouse field area. We've got some capital things in mind. Some of it is field maintenance with being able to water. Cause there's not a lot of topsoil and it gets super dry really, really quick. And there's a safety factor with playing games, et cetera. There's also the upkeep and cleanliness with serving food and being able to wash things up. So it's pretty preliminary on our part, we're a pretty small club, not a ton of funds. And unfortunately, the way our tax situation is at this point, we've done some looking at trying to apply for Raybrook or Destination County. And our tax number does not fall into that kind of jurisdiction. So it's twofold. We're looking to find out, number one, kind of what it would take to get water. And then, the expense part of it is gonna be a big thing for us to try to figure it out. And then the other part of it is we're kind of looking to be a little bit more partnership with the town. Or possibly another group that's involved with the park. Where we can kind of be involved with some of the planning. On trying to move the park forward. We're not against pickleball courts, we're not against any of it. But we also know that at some point, fencing is we're getting some rotten spots where posts are literally rotting off of bases. There's gonna be some liability issues coming up. I think we're trying to be forward thinking about it, not saying we wanna do anything in 6 months, a year, even 2 years. But we know at some point there's gonna have to be some planning and probably some partnership on how we wanna move the park forward. No matter how we wanna do it, we kind of we're here all the time. We're using the park, and I think we just wanna be part of it.
okay.
Well, you got a couple people here that you might want to talk to.
Sure, can answer his questions. I don't know if you want to be able to stick around here to the end of this meeting, might be a good thing for
Or when
you.
you, if you had to go, you could.
Yeah, I might give them my card.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I really can't stay either, but
Okay,
but Michelle,
definitely if we can trade some information, that would be great.
yeah, the two people right in front of you are important contacts.
so you might want to give them,
Some credit.
For sure.
that would be the
Yeah.
best thing that could happen. Any public comment for you at the back? Yeah,
No.
okay. I just want to make sure I'm asking everybody, right? For example, did you have any public comment? All right, because you're here for the other thing and Jan will give them information over there.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go to Michelle for Door County Economic Development Corps. We're gonna kind of talk about, well, I guess I'll just let you go.
Well, thank you. I'll be brief. Mr. Chairman, Supervisor, thank you for having me. My name is Michelle Bory. I am the Executive Director of the Door County Economic Development Corporation. If I may, just hand out some packet. Okay. Just one of the things, the main reason I came here this evening is on the left side of your packet, and that is our broadband update. You may have known, I know David knows because I've been in touch with him. But you may know that I took over the role from the County of Door on the broadband, monitoring what's going on with that with deployment. And then phase 2, that I'm gonna talk about a little bit tonight. So that's the main reason, if I may sit, or would you rather I stand?
Oh, whatever you want to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. That's on the left side of your packet. I also have a letter that I'll go over in a minute about the other big issue that we're all dealing with, right? Countywide housing. So we'll go on a little bit about that. But I also have our organization's strategic plan here. Just a little fun reading that you might wanna take with you. Our organization does a lot of things. You probably know we've been here since 1989. We're really dedicated to countywide issues, but we're really focused on what is going to make each community. Where can we help each community evolve to prosper? So if there are things that while you're looking through this, that you said, hey, we could use some assistance there, or these are some things like we just talked about. I'd love to help. So I had planned on coming to you in the fall, actually, to talk about these things, and with Karen Stroshine, we've been working a lot together as well. But I talked to David a little earlier, so I thought, can I come in July? He said, yeah, go ahead. So I just wanted to make that fun for our organization to assist Forestville however we can. And I'd love to be a real asset to the town. So I'm gonna go just in a little bit about the broadband update. Really, the town of Forestville has been one of our premier communities, working really hard, on broadband and taking advantage of some of the federal availability of funds, as well as the state, through the state. For these types of things, and I'm gonna go over just a little bit of the update right now and where we are in phase 2. So, if you wanna just flip to that first page, just the BEAD, which a lot of people use, this is the most, I'm new at this broadband stuff, this is the most acronymed group that I've ever, so I spelled out everything, because I needed to find out, right? So BEAD is broadband equity access and deployment, and so then they call it the BEAD BOB, the benefit of the bargain. So this was something that changed in January 2024, that states were given revised guidance and 90 days to review locations and run their BEAD BOB auction process. So it used to be where it was only fiber. Then it became tech neutral for these deployment of some of these technologies to the sites. And I think that was just a change in federal government type of ideology. But it's no longer a fiber focus. So there are different types, which I'll go into in a minute. The lowest cost bid must be awarded. So Door County did very well in this, the 8th highest award in the state of Wisconsin for all of Door County. So $22.6 million in awards for almost 6,000 locations. So 92% of that is fiber, which is really good. Because we have been pushing, and I should say the Door County Economic Development Corporation predates me. I've been in the role since 2022. But DCEDC, as we call ourselves, has really been in the forefront on broadband, since 2020, 2021. The county decided to kind of house an office with the ARPA funds they got, another acronym, the American Rescue Plan Act. They had given those funds and the county decided to use them for broadband. So now that those funds are going away, it's now back housed at DCEDC. So, 5% low Earth orbit satellite, which you'll know a little bit about, and then 3 fixed wireless. So that's just the county. The next page is Town of Forestville BEAD award. So 535 locations have received the BEAD BOF funding. If this estimation, it's an estimation, but we assume it's pretty accurate. It accounts for 85% of the town's fire numbers. That's a good number, and that's really a credit to you guys working so hard on this. Estimation of $1.68 million in BEAD awards. So that is a very interesting rainbow little chart with dots that basically it says Brightspeed is the fiber that's going to be in the yellow, orange, purple. SpaceX is that low Earth orbit satellite, and red is the Bertram for fiber. So yeah.
Well, in the town of Forestville, it's not the 5 and 3%. We have a much more higher percentage.
Oh, okay.
So I think the 5 and 3% is for the county as a whole.
Okay, but I had 535 for the town of Forestville.
And I think there's about 192 that are fixed wireless or.
Yes.
Okay,
Are you thinking I have the wrong four? I'm just saying 85 total of the eligible locations.
Right.
So
No, I mean-
Door,
No, I mean, the Door County BEAD impact is
Yes.
5% of the county.
Yes.
is low.
I see what you're saying.
Low Earth orbit or fixed wireless.
Yes.
That's about 25%.
Yes.
of Forestville.
I see what you're saying. Yes, it is.
So again,
It's a lot.
being the Forestville town board,
Yeah.
you know, obviously,
It's a lot.
everybody's getting. stuff,
You're
but
correct.
In our town.
But you need
it's
to
a
be,
bigger-
yeah, exactly. You're more, of course, you're more considering what is, and anybody who wants below. I have it.
I'm experimenting right now with some of that fixed wireless.
Here you go. Yeah, yours is a lot higher. You can see, yes, and you can see really from those dots, right? How many dots there are. That slide was for door. So the one that says door update.
Right.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's just,
Okay.
I've been reading a little more about this and reading into it. So again, that's 5 and 3%, 8% total of
Yes.
non-fiber. for the
Exactly.
county.
So you're a big part of that.
Well, right, so it's about 25% or more.
Of yours. Absolutely. So that's, yeah.
Actually, it's been out like 40%.
Yeah, and I can, if you want me to get those numbers, I can.
I mean, we'll talk about it.
Okay, great. Okay, so, David and I were talking before the meeting started, and we talked about planting seeds that are gonna grow in a couple of years, right? Because this is gonna take a while to be done. It's so important that we took the advantage of these programs to be able to make this happen. But so the next steps are, the Wisconsin Broadband Office they're working through the federal government, with the contracts. The WBO, which is that broadband office, will be contracting with those 3 providers. So that's the stuff they're in now, is the contracts to get the funding ready to go. Okay, then those guys will apply for permitting, and that will happen in about 6 to 12 months. And then the construction, and that's through state and federal reviews.
Permits through state.
Yes, straight federal, not through you
Knocked out.
guys at this point, yeah. Construction may not start until winter of 2026, 2027. We should have updates on that pretty soon.
That may not, meaning it's not allowed to, or might not.
No,
might
wait,
not start.
it might not start until then, so that's just the estimate.
Right,
yeah.
it's not, may not.
Yeah, and then the performance period, so they have 4 years to get it done. So that's a performance period to be able to get that funding, so they have 4 years to do it. So, and the recommendation is, and I will help with that, and I'm sure David will be on it. But, is to stay on those ISPs, which are those 3 providers, to make sure, which obviously we talked to Brightspeed today, David and I did. So the next, page kind of goes to the next grant that was available. And that to the ISPs as well, opened on May 19th, closes in about a week here. You can see, and it's hard to see these orange locations here, and I just, most of these are purple, which are unavailable, but there are 165 eligible locations in the town of Forestville for this next grant. 20 locations were listed as priority, and those were because they were 25 download megabits per second and 3 upload or below that. So that was like the bare minimum of acceptability in this. Most of those 20 locations were at that or below it. The 65, there were 65 locations, and I got all of this from the state. They're targeted, not addressed, because they're not addressed by the first program.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, and this is not just on you,
But-
the state, the data is not accurate.
Right.
Because that, I mean, I don't have anywhere near 25 and 3 up.
That is what
I
I
show it as a location that has already received broadband.
I understand, and that's why so much of the wiser
I mean, that was-
survey that we did early on was to say, this is not. Cause this is what we have to work with, but we've been fighting it for about 5 years.
When you're working with something that you know is wrong.
Yeah.
right? So it's just,
And you go, and so we did do a lot of fighting with it though. And we did get a little bit of movement and relationships that we've been building with the state, but yeah, it's still wrong.
Right.
You know, but it's what we gotta work with. So we talked to Brightspeed today and I got the list of what they are going to support for, and none of it's in the town. None of the locations are in the town, so. It's a real bummer. We don't know, you know, there must not have met their business model, but the thing that we don't know is if there will be another program, because there could be. Now, we have no thoughts that there will be, but we know with this money and this funding and all the things that keep, happening, there's a chance that we will be able to find some other funding for this, so we're just not giving up total healthcare. But that's how I feel, David. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
So what you're trying to do here is just get rid of the satellite and have it the fiber like we wanted in the beginning, right?
Well, that's
2.5 years ago, that.
That's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the premier technology, so what happened was, and what happened was when the new administration came in, they did not want it to be technology specific, they said, that the ruling was that it needed to be broader than that. And so that's why in 2024 it changed. So,
And then
yeah.
right before it changed, I mean, Brightspeed was marking the roads already and we would probably have the town-wide fiber by now, because that was 2.5 years ago.
So what I can say to you is, we continue to monitor the situation, we continue to push for some of these things at the state and the federal level. And that we are continuing to look out for things that are gonna be beneficial to the town of Forestville. And we'll continue to.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we wanna make sure we're in constant communication on it, David.
Yep, you can, I mean, talk to me or any of us and I'll call
Yeah.
you. I mean,
So you have taken the next. This is gonna be your position now instead of
Yeah, it is.
Jessica?
Yeah.
So where did Jessica disappear?
Jessica, well, Jessica's went to the state, the Public Service Commission, so I still talk to her all the time. But she took a different job with the state.
Oh,
Yeah.
hers was just an.
It was temporary.
Interim job, you know.
We tried to make it permanent, but she really she pursued another opportunity. That's the way to put it.
Thank you for.
Well, I'm glad to do it. She's a real expert, and we've got a lot of people that are working on this to make sure we're taking care of you, so we wanna make sure we are, and that you always feel like you know what's going on, as far as we do.
I appreciate it. You might have to put, if you want more communication, I want a timer when I call you, because
Yeah, okay, are you warning me? No, tease it, okay. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit today too, and I've taken a lot of time, but my door's always open, but I wanted to talk about phase 2. Because we're still deploying, but we're not just sitting, our office isn't just sitting idle waiting for some of these things to happen. We're trying to get our community to not only understand why this work was so important, which I'll talk about in a minute, but so that they can utilize it. Because a lot of our residents don't have a device, don't know how to use things. And so we're doing a lot of digital skill building in the community. So that's just a little bit of what that is. The next really talks about the partnership that, the county had and we now have with United Way to get devices out there. So if you have anyone that's interested in a device, there's a QR code there that I think you can do, and you can always talk to me. But, to get on the waiting list for a device, we will have more coming out this fall. They are income based, so there are some hoops to go through. But yeah, but there are always things that are coming down the pike that we don't know. I had a bunch from AT&T that they had through their community that they gave out devices in the communities that they're in. You just never know. So hey, maybe we can get Brightspeed to do some stuff for us. But you never know. So we're looking for volunteers. We'll probably do an event at some point. If you want to help your fellow citizens to look at devices and figure out how to get all the things they need, let us know. We'll be there to help. We're gonna be doing some digital skill demand surveys. We've done some surveying and really understand that people would like to have, and of course, it's funny because the surveys have been online, but we also have paper ones too, so we make sure people get the name not availability are there. So anyway, we will be doing those and device distribution events. So we want to make sure people are that, really feeling like all the benefits that they can achieve. We have an aging population, telehealth's really important, schools to be able to be connected, businesses to be able to be connected, is really important. So we want to continue to do that. Those are the key benefits of adoption. So I would really quickly, I'm happy to answer any questions on that. If anyone has anything else, I just want to make sure my main point was to stay in touch with you, so you know you have a new person, but I am available. Thank you. And the next thing I have in your packet, one of the other things there's a letter about our housing study that we're doing. You might have seen that in the paper and some of the other things I know you really know about it. That's something, I didn't want to leave you out by not asking you for money for this study. I'm just kidding. It's something we want to do. If you have something at the end of your budget and you want to contribute toward it, I've almost raised all the money for it. But we want to make sure, one of the things I talk about in this letter is making sure we really have three distinct communities. We have below Sturgeon Bay, and then northern door. And the reason those have to be treated differently. And there's a lot of reasons. We all know we're very unique. And then there's infrastructure challenges. We talked about that, of building development, and there's also community desire. What type of housing, what are the needs? We're going to be out and about with this, his name's Michael Stump. He's actually coming in August. Coming in August, but in the fall, we're going to be doing some open houses and things. And so we'd love for you to participate in that, to make sure everyone gets their voices heard. I see you're wearing a Towns Association shirt, Mr. Chairman. We can try to get into your Towns Association group. Anyway. Just to make sure everybody's heard and we start pursuing this housing issue as needed in the different distinct areas. So, just very important to us.
Michael Stump, you said STUMP?
Yeah, STUMPF, and he is with Place Dynamics. It's in the letter, Place Dynamics.
Okay.
And he's out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. So he has experience doing not only inside Wisconsin, he's the only person that replied to our RFP that had experience in Wisconsin. They were from all other places. We thought we want someone that knows Wisconsin, but also has done things elsewhere. So they can take that information and say, okay, what's a community like Thor? And try to kind of help do some of the models that other people have done, case studies, that sort of thing. Great. Yeah, so those were the two things that were important right now. And then definitely the strategic plan, when you get a chance to look at it, and then I'd love to come out. Karen and I were gonna do some visits around communities in Southern Door, just to kind of say how things are going with the Southern Business Association. And then I work with her from a county-wide perspective to see what kind of resources we can link to from the state and federal environment. So. Yeah, that is it for me. I really appreciate you letting me have some time at your meeting.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, I just appreciate that you're not gonna be sitting on your hands in the sense of the
Right.
end, but it's unfortunately, it seems like the ship has sailed at the current funding.
With this
Oh.
program, yes, because it's in a week, that, right, and it was really upsetting to hear that today, but that doesn't mean there aren't other things that can come up. You know, we're looking and we're.
So why wouldn't they just go for all of them, everywhere that?
I mean, what I'm thinking
Spent weeks talking to Kelly about.
is that they decided that, and this was a quick turnaround, and I'm wondering if they just said they clustered some sites and said we're only gonna focus on these. I don't know, that's because their business model is what I'm thinking, but I will ask them, I didn't hear back from them, I actually did ask them that question.
It's a return on investment. I mean, they're.
It's
they're
return on
putting-
investment.
Putting a mile of fiber in
Right,
Forestville, you're gonna get 3 or maybe 5 customers. A mile of
That's
fiber in
exactly
Pioneer County gets you.
That's
gets you
exactly
10,
right.
15.
and I'm gonna see if there's anything else we can do, we did ask AT&T too, if they had interest, and they did decline, and so we've been really trying to work on it, but.
Thank you very much.
Come on, Chris, work some magic.
I see your AT&T shirt.
I talked to Rob, Rob,
I was talking with Robin Bruner a couple days ago.
Yeah,
AT&T did all northern door.
they
Right.
did Town of Sturgeon Bay, they did
Sebastopol.
Sebastopol, and they did Town of Ann Arbor.
Yep.
Those are the ones.
And they've got many, many miles running up the highway with no
Yeah.
customers.
I don't understand
So
that.
maybe it's worth another pitch, not for this, but for a different program.
Right.
We can keep trying, we just, no worries about keep trying.
Well,
Wayne.
again, with one thing with that,
Yes, please.
with us running up,
If that's-
coverage of basketball, town survey and everything like that. We were already attached on some of the poles.
Yes,
So that does help us a little bit, so we just actually add more cables onto our lines and up on poles already, so.
Mhm.
Part of that is taken care of by that, the other part of the problem was, once we got. Into the town of Big Harbor itself, you hit a lot of rock and then we're not on the poles there, that's, I think, Frontiers area too, so
Mhm.
at that time it was. No, overlapping type thing until fiber came in, so that's one reason why it made me a little bit more for town of Egg Harbor than town of Sebastopol or anything like that.
Chris, you are 100% right, that's exactly what happened, and that rock is really, it's
Yeah.
really.
And
But I
here
got
in
to do
Rockville, it's not.
We don't have here to rock here.
Yeah,
I know, it's like, so,
Yeah.
it's a business model,
you could kick with your foot and.
It's a business model thing, but we can still keep trying to sell. We'll keep doing it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, John.
Yeah, I don't know if Kevin was out there, he might be still there, because you guys would be a good match and
I
Jan.
know, I got his information.
Right.
I got his, yeah,
Good.
he gave me all his info. That's
Great, thank
good. Love to help. Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you very much for coming tonight.
Oh, thank you for the time.
Yeah, that was safe trip home.
I'm gonna go patronize some of your businesses.
Apparently I'll see you Wednesday, I think you too, you're gonna be on the trolley, all right.
All right,
Drive safe.
All right, next item is shipping container, proposed text amendment, which the county had sent out, and Dan, I think you were gonna kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so from the. So all of you got a copy of this, and as you know, a number of months ago, we had the questionnaire that we sent back to the RTC and the planning department to. See what they wanted to do about this zoning, for the shipping containers. So what they sent back was, I'm assuming, a compilation of everything, all the input that they got, so. It's very similar to what we talked about on the notes that we put on there, like limiting to, you can't stack them, they need to be, they still need to abide by any accessory building setbacks. The one thing that I'll note is that they did restrict which zoning districts for, right, can have them, so almost all of. Or the township of Forestville is general agricultural, Maplewood, there's a lot of mixed use commercial, so any general ag or mixed use commercial can have the shipping containers, we do have some small estates. Like a Ichabod Lane, all the people that are here, they're in those small estates, there's some up here on Delsart and by O that are considered small estates, so because those are just residential lots, they cannot. They will not be able to have shipping containers, but most of those parcels are small anyway, so I think at this point, the. County is not looking for anything formal from us, but if the town had any, I have no. I mean, I think it's in line with what we had talked about previously. But if there was anything, we have until I think the end of the month or less to give them, to give them additional feedback if there's something that jumps.
Would the property owner have to contact the town and the zoning department to put one
No,
on?
it
At all,
would
or-
be you would need a zoning permit, so any resident that wants to have shipping, if this passes, once it becomes official. They would need to apply, probably using City Square to the online format to get a zoning permit, just as you would for an accessory. Building, so the zoning permit is required, the town does not need to be notified in the same way as if you were putting up a shed, town doesn't care. But that's a zoning thing.
Is there, if there's more than this, that number of two per parcel on the property now, is that grandfathered in? Or do they?
Well,
have
I
to
don't
be
think there's
removed?
supposed to be anything there right
Yeah,
now.
technically, we're not supposed to have any at this point, so I know there's
We do
a
have,
couple in our township that have. So if there is someone in the town that currently has more than two, even after this comes in. I think zoning could still try to punish them or pursue or get them to remove it. If they haven't, I know. One on County J, right, but.
Well, Lloyd's legally there now.
Yes, they're right, so he fought his and got it, but so if there are. So if someone else has them already, technically you're not supposed to, so I don't think there would be any grandfather. If it was illegal, then if they have more than two, it would be illegal. Also, so.
If they actually painted a search, like,
Yeah, it's saying that they
thinking
need
about
to,
making them look, he said,
you don't need to.
The ones I'm thinking of look nice, I mean, they're not, it's not that they're objective or objectionable, it's just, there's more than two, so, but
Yeah.
so then they wouldn't be grandfathered.
Really, I mean, the only thing they say about painting, because I think some townships actually said that they had to be painted to match the house, or they couldn't
yeah,
have,
I read
they
that.
couldn't have the shipping container insignia. This one doesn't say anything on it, other than you cannot use it as a sign face, so you couldn't
And is that,
paint a sign on it for your business or something, because.
like Red
that's-
Barn Court.
Yeah, you've heard that for Fort Mays or country right.
no, with Brussels, with the den set of stuff, because that's Brussels has their own.
Yeah, that's
zoning.
a lot, we didn't have to, so.
Oh, that's, okay,
Right, so that's fine.
right, no, that's right, so.
Yeah, so yeah, there is nothing to say, like, it doesn't have to be painted to match or anything like that. You can't just have it on it in the same way as an accessory building, like you can't put up a garage until you have your house. Right, it falls into that same category, so some of these rules are just the same things you would have had for any kind of a shed or garage you put on your property. They're just saying, here, and I think that's a good thing, I think, once that passes, I think we'll see a lot more of them popping up. Especially on farms, and easy, inexpensive storage option. And for the record, I'm still looking for any additional feedback for anybody to help creating a town comprehensive plan. So, which isn't exactly zoning, but kind of that long-term plan of what we want, kind of look at what our town is and where we want to be in the future, so. Well said.
I know, I'll talk to you about that Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
Do we do anything with this? No.
No, I think this was informational for us, right? I mean, because we're not looking to change anything, so we're not gonna send anything back to the county because they basically have everything we asked
Right, it kind of,
for to begin with,
Yeah, that looked good, so.
right? So I think that one is done. All right, item number 9, Southern Door Fire Department report and updates.
All right, I'll make it quick here. Our last meeting was July 8th. The treasurer reported $24,502.08 in checking. $48,540.56 in the money market. In one of our CDs, $57,220.01. In the other CD, $59,756.25 for a grand total of, let's call it liquid assets of $190,018.90. The chief reported
Emergency alert now,
Tornado.
yeah. Tornado warning, let's just see where it is.
We might care.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tornado warning, so it's. Until they, but it says a warning, shelter now in basement, blah, blah, it doesn't say where, I mean, my phone's not up to the knowledge.
Okay,
Let's just,
Still open the door.
yeah, it doesn't say where it is, yeah, let's take a look. Look to be safe, you know,
If anything is,
look to the west.
if anything.
cause it's gonna be really hard to get in the basement here.
That's where we go.
Pretty sure I ain't gonna cut it either.
My radar shows only rain.
Where the gap is.
Washington.
Those great trees for rain,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, we don't need any hateful, just a nice rain. Whatever happened to nice rain.
Yeah.
it's burning. Okay,
It's still over talking.
yeah, it looks okay for the moment, you know, there's.
All right,
Sorry,
what else you got, Lauren?
All right, he reported 6 fire calls, 10 EMR calls. For the fire calls, June 10th, 6552 Salona Road for a tree on a power line. That was laying on the line, they waited on standby until WPS arrived. June 11th, that was the following day, 178 West Park Street, that's the apartments behind the ballpark in Forestville for a fire alarm. Smoke coming from apartment 107. They had to gain access to a window, found a pan on the stove with burning food and nobody around. Ventilated and reset the alarm. June 15th. 7780 Nazi Road for a car fire in the garage attached to the house. Extensive damage to the house, garage and contents for a total loss. Mutual aid was gained from above, Surgery Bay, Nassau, Algoma, and Casco. They were called for a rekindle later on in the evening. June 21st, 2325 South Lake Michigan Drive for a garage fire, mutual aid to Sturgeon Bay. Requested an engine, but they were canceled before arrival. June 22nd, 7270 County H for a single vehicle rollover. No driver was found at the scene, stood by until a tow truck arrived and assisted with the tow truck. And July 4th, and this was a new one. July 4th, 145 Claire Lynn Road. Claire Lynn Road is between Rosewood Road and the mouth of Stony Creek. So it's a dead end down the lake. For possible cruise ship in distress.
Really?
A resident on shore heard a ship blowing horn during very heavy fog. It's standard maritime procedure to warn others using their ship's horn during such conditions.
And did you investigate to find nothing?
Chief actually drove down there and
Checked it
could
out.
hear it and checked it out, yeah, so,
Did he read the ship?
No.
People off the roads?
no. So.
Well, you never know.
The training in July is gonna be LP propane gas fire safety. The fire at the Nazi Road residence, there was a propane tank fairly close to the house that they were keeping cool during the fire. So they're gonna retrain on some of that. The new safety officer is Sean Steinberg. Took over for Steve Bungle, who has stepped down from that position. One of our engines was at the Forestville Library June 23rd for show and tell for the public, kids in public. The flagpole project outside has been completed. The donation bricks.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks really nice. The tree branches hanging over the fence, over the festival grounds were actually completed. What's today, like last week, Friday, something like that. And the firefighters picnic, July 25th, this coming Saturday. Theme is Christmas in July. Because it's July 25th, the theme. Christmas is December 25th. All right, in all other matters authorized by law. the village turned in their permits for back to the fire department for the picnic and parade. We had, Clean Mitchell, who is our accountant, sit in our meeting.
I'll get into that next.
We'll Kevin talk about that next. The roof repair came in for the amount of the estimate at $9,320. I have a copy of the receipt here. That's the money we took out of the escrow, our share. Well, the 3 municipalities share. That did come in.
That's the total.
That's
Of the three.
That's the total share of the 3, great. So it did come in, the estimate did come in as estimated, put that way. We had Max Gestry, he's our rural mutual insurance agent, attend our meeting, and we went through the insurance policy line by line, as it wasn't done last year. Our agent was not feeling well, and now he has been replaced. We went through line by line, changing some coverages from some of the old fire trucks, taking some of the coverage off and putting it onto some of the newer vehicles. We eliminated an occupational and accident policy. We've had this policy since we were with Nasawapi. It was a 3-year policy. And we are already covered under workers' comp. So we figured it was really not
Redundant.
right, perfect word. So we eliminated that to a tune of $1,400 some dollars a year. And for future items, our August meeting, we start our preliminary budget talks.
Okay. The next item, as far as the color board is concerned, Chuck Schley is going to be stepping down as an appointed representative for the town of Forestville. And Colleen Mitchells has expressed her willingness to step into that position for our board for the town of Forestville here. And again, she's already working with
She's already the accountant.
she's the accountant over there, so it would be
Son.
with the fire department, correct. So what it is, David, is we have 2 representatives, right? Lauren is one of our representatives for the township. And
County board.
and they're the representative for the county.
Colleen Mitchell's with an S.
Colleen, yeah, Michiels, yes, yes, yeah.
Right down the road from, Chuck.
Yeah, literally next door neighbor to Chuck.
But, and she's with the fire, now what position is she staying?
She's the accountant.
She is going, what I wanna do is have her take Chuck's position when his term is done in September.
Right.
As our representative for the fire board. Okay, so she represents our town is what she does, right?
She'll
So,
still be the accountant for example.
Yeah. that does,
Should just be a dual.
yeah,
Role.
yeah. And it's a non-paid position, they're not really getting any money for all
Oh,
that.
accountant does.
Well, the accountant does, but I'm saying the representative
Oh, not from the board,
from the
no,
town,
no.
you know, yeah,
I mean, I can't double it.
no,
God,
we ain't gonna do it. So,
she gets paid as fire board,
right,
not as town board member.
Correct.
on fire.
I guess what I'm saying is that's not part of our budget or funds. Okay,
Thank you.
so we'd like to appoint her to that position. So I would like to make a vote on that, just make it happen, so when his term is done.
Have you talked to her?
I did talk to her, she was hoping to be here tonight, and if you had any questions, we'd be more than happy to talk to her.
Should we wait until she can come and appoint her in person like next meeting, or is this, when is Chuck's term over?
August 31st. She'll have to, yeah, she'll have to sign up with the office.
Yeah,
It
but
would be closer to it at that next meeting if we want, I mean, just to wait till she's
She
here.
said she couldn't make it tonight, but next month she could.
yeah,
So
so,
we better do it in person, I think
Yeah.
it's more concern.
Sign her oath of office.
Right. Then she can just do it all here.
Yeah.
And we wait then just for
I'm
that.
fine with that.
Well, yeah, I'll just make a note and put that on the agenda for next. Well. pursue a nomination and. It's August what, 12, August,
It's gonna be the
17th,
17th.
August 17th.
I was here last week, Monday night. Because our fire board meetings were Wednesday nights. And usually our town board meeting was the following Monday. Except for this past month, our meeting was the earliest possible date. Not looking, not looking.
So he ran the 4-H meeting.
Yeah,
He took charge of that.
I remember how hot it was last Monday.
I do.
I went back home to the air conditioning.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we have, then we'll bump her down to next month, and then she can take her oath at the same time, and everything will be good to go. Item number 10, Maplewood Sanitary District, Chris?
All right, the end of May, the bids came in for a regionalization to Forestville. There were 7 bidders that ranged from just under 4.3 billion to 6.7 billion. It's the highest bid, so, at our last meeting, we decided to go with, won't have the company's name, but they were the lowest bidder on Green Bay. Robert E. Lee was recommended them very highly and everything, because they work with them on different projects and everything that they've done already, so. 2 weeks ago, we finally got the final approval from the DNR for plan specs and drawings. Fine. So with everything being pretty much ready to go in, they'll probably start work this November, December. With being the force being running down towards Forestville. So as right now, so we're still looking for some funds to help cover the cost for the community and everything like that. DNR is going to cover 70% of the cost with their regionalization grants and stuff like that, so. It still leaves like a little over $1.5 million or so for us to cover, so. So we're looking for grants for all that and money to help that out, so we're gonna be talking with, Andre John, Joe Kitchens and a few other representatives, if there's some infrastructure grants and stuff like that, clean water funding and stuff like that, they're gonna look at too as well, so. The one thing with us doing regionalization, we're gonna be putting standby generators at every one of our lift stations here in town. Once they redo them all and everything like that, so. I was asked by Robert E. Lee to see if we can get an address for lift station at, by Churchill. It's across from 7522 County H, so we're gonna have to come up with an address for that and let us know what that address is, so. This way, once we have standby generators there, if there's a fire or anything like that, we know exactly where to call to. You can't just say it's across from this address, unfortunately, so we'll try to give a better address.
You'd have to call the county to get that, they'd give you that right away.
Okay, I'll have to get hold of that, so. All
I
right,
forgot his name, Chris, and who it is, but that's all he does, or that person.
okay, I'll talk to Holly, she'll tell me,
Yeah.
I'll get the right direction then, so. And then, with that, like I said, we're putting standby generators at each one of our lift stations, so that we don't have to worry about, if the power goes over or anything like that for a long period of time. You give it in and everything like that, so.
So what's gonna run the generator? You're gonna have it help natural gas.
So run along natural gas, there's natural gas in the area. Water side, we're looking at, getting prices for a standby generator at well 2, which is over by Larry Hubert's place. Just for case and everything loses power again for like the data, we lost power for during the snowstorm a few years back and everything, so that this way we have a generator that will run and feed well number 2, which will cover everything in the community, so as well, so. But that we also have to talk with the PSC Commission and all that, because they're involved with our rate study and everything yet, so they're watch everything for the next 3 years that they're talking, so. Which we did a rate study 2 years ago. When changing all the rates and everything, a lot of people aren't too happy with that, so, but this is what we have to do because of everything, so. And we want to know that starting in February, that rate study being done because of this, but it hasn't been done for 30 years, or 40 years, whatever it's been, so. So that's why, out of standby charges that used to be $2.56 are gone away and everything, and to help us make it more fair for everybody, so it's not based on the value of our house, the property value and everything, so like say, York and feed mill is paying little to nothing for the sewer system and everything that, and say my house, I'm paying 3 times as much, so. But this way, the Public Service Commission came back and said, you take all your fire protection and you divide it up per household, and that's what you charge for your water, and then your water charges are so much per gallon instead of our 10,000 gallons every 3 months that we're doing before, so. So that's why a lot of people are still complaining about their bills and everything being high and everything like that, so. I think that was it, so.
So your lift stations are staying where they are. We have one here, we have one down at the bottom of the
That's the church,
hill.
and then there's one by,
Yeah, right across from the office.
yeah, right across from your office.
And those are still gonna stay, they're just gonna be updated or changed
They're
out.
gonna be updated and everything, and they're gonna have standby generators at each one of them, new power panel, everything's gonna be done.
And then are we pushing, when you push, you're not gonna push it from here all the way to there from there, right? You're gonna have to have another lift station somewhere in the middle, I would assume.
The way they were talking that they may not have to do it, they may have enough,
They think they can push it from here to there?
Push it 4 miles.
yeah, they said that they can push it 4 miles, and I'm.
Pressure on a pipe only goes out one way, so.
Yeah,
it
but
could-
it's only, the pipe is only gonna be a force main all the way down the Forestville, so nobody's connecting to it or anything like that, so.
So then how does Forestville ever grow, or Maplewood, how does it ever grow? I'm just saying, so let's say Larry decides at some point, I'm gonna sell off some of this property, we're gonna turn this into lots and whatever. You're gonna build a new house over there because you want a smaller one for,
Yeah, but they got no kids at home.
Right. but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, what, you're not eligible, you can't hook into the sewer. That's kind of goofy.
It depends on where he's selling the land at, because, well, Dana's got, S&S had the property on the west side of the highway right there. They say Dana wants to put a perfect there, or houses and everything. Technically, you're still part of the sewer system, because it extends 150 feet back from the roadway, or the center line of the road, it extends back that way. That's why it goes, basically the property goes down the middle of their driveway and between the shed and his house. And it extends all the way down. So whatever that 150 or 200 feet is, that's what they have for a lot on each side of the highway. Coming back this way is the same thing, going up and down H, so.
Like anything, but
There's a map that's at the well, portal and stuff like that, it's all around on there, so it is. It's a good sized area that we got, so, and they extended further out when Dave Hellman was on the commission, and they annexed his house basically into the sanitary district as well. But it's having the sewer and everything going this way, but there's no water in his house or here to the town, so. That's the only thing different with everything. Oh,
And when the construction bids came in, that's a big span, 4 million to 6.
yes, it was.
So how do you know they're apples to apples?
They're reliable ones that the property deals with, there was several modern Green Bay, Benton was one of them. And from Manitowoc and everything like that, so they had all the specs out there, what they needed to do and everything, so they all had their prices all listed out on that, on specs and everything.
Okay.
So we got, it's all spelled out.
You gave them the specs.
Yeah.
Right, so-
Everybody gave them all the
right.
specs, what they had to do, so they had a set price on everything like that, so then.
That's kind of what I was asking, that's,
So
We're all
that
thinking the same thing.
RBUD did all that with the drawings and everything like that, so.
and if we have no avenue for the $1.5 million, what does that mean? That means we're gonna get a
Yeah,
one
we're
and a
gonna
half,
have to look at.
meaning this, the sanitary district has to go and get a $1.5 million loan, and
Yeah,
you're gonna divide that up between.
Yeah, and we're gonna have, that'd be quite a bit of increase on everything on everybody's bills, which we're trying to avoid and everything too, so, we got our accountant that does all our book work and everything, she's working with the DNR as well, about that, so hopefully that they can try and give us.
How many hookups do we have?
How many hookups will there be?
There's a total of
15 or 50?
55 here.
That's right.
Does it go over then? Is the church the last? Is
The
it
church is the last one on that end, and the town hall is the last one on this end. Babos is on the north end, and Thornton's and Ralph's Edible Place is the last one, which is Classville now.
So I had a couple of calls, a couple different times, and I sent them your way, because I don't even know how to answer the question. Between the church coming this way, there's farm field there.
Yes, Ralph had it lined off years ago.
Yeah, and so the question was, how do I get out of, I'm paying for sewer and water that I don't have.
He's only, actually, Gordon was only paying for water hookups on each one of those properties, because there's a lateral that comes across. So that's all he's paying for is water.
Okay.
It's basically a standby charge and fire protection on, so that's all he's paying right now for his.
We pay a lot.
Yeah,
So why did they pay though, if they don't really have
Because
anything?
they're on a standby, because it's actually plotted out.
There's a curb stop there or what?
what's that?
There's a curb stop sitting there?
There's supposed to be curb stops on that side of the road yet. They're buried in the ditch line there, so.
I'm assuming that's what we have on H.
Yeah, you have that on H and in a couple of properties where you tore down houses and that, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're still paying for the, because the curb stop is there, so. That's what it always was, so.
And are those lots and slash people counted in your 50?
Well, they're counted in there too, so.
Yeah, then I used.
So actually,
Right, my point
actual
is,
residents
it's really not
would be-
50.
You're around about 40 residents, 35, 40 residents total, so, yeah.
And with that line going all the way to Forestville, I mean, you can imagine a future where they'll have to either increase that line and because people won't be hooking up all down the road. That's kind of.
No, that's what we're saying, that's
Well,
what
I
I'm
think what
saying.
you're getting at, but
Right, there is no option for them to do it.
Well-
They'd have to, you could come this way and hook into this lift station here. You can go that way, but you aren't touching anything going back toward Forestville.
No,
I mean, there's only so much people want to pay to future-proof things, anything, whether it's internet, we're running into that with broadband, whether it's sewer, whether it's.
It would benefit the people of Maplewood, if the people on the way to Forestville could look in,
Right.
if they would pay into it.
yeah.
Right,
they
so-
pay into it, but they're.
It's a-
like I said,
it's a-
It's just
It's a gamble.
force main itself.
It's like a high voltage line, power line, you can't just hook into a high voltage
Right,
power line,
Same concept.
right?
yeah, it's one thing.
High voltage.
I guess what they could do is you could all, at some point. If that happens, you could put another lift station further down and then tie in
Yeah,
into that.
the way Robert and these got it figured out that if there would be growth in here, it's covered underneath our growth and everything, so the capacity for the lift stations is there. Already, so that's already taken care of. Forestville already said that they can handle probably twice the volume, what we're probably gonna be pushing. Once we get, once you get the force main and everything all set and everything, and you start working on the house, or the laterals to the houses and everything like that. The septic tanks that are in the yard are coming up, And that's probably half to 2/3 of our line item that we got in the system. Is coming through the tanks, because they're 40 years, some of those tanks are 40 years old. So they're starting to leak like soon. So anytime we get some, these heavy rains and everything, we get water coming in through that, so. So that's when we take out those tanks and everything, they'll be null point. So, say like the town hall here, instead of your sewer line going across the road and everything to the tank and then coming back across the road, you're just gonna have to get cut off and then put right to the main itself. So we won't have that lateral crossing the road and coming back across, so.
So right now you're saying it comes out to the side.
It goes across to the tank first, and then comes back, but that's the nearest tank, because there's no tank on this side of the road,
So there's a tank for the blue house that we're sharing?
yeah. Like Battler shares for their house, Larry's house, and also Donnie and Jane Bowman's old house, White House that's sitting there.
Mhm.
Should have nobody in it, so that was tied together, those three houses are basically tied together on the sewers. Jason and Sean's lines tied together across the road and go to the tank right next to the lift station, so. There's several houses that are tied together with that too, so.
Okay,
So that's
just curious.
But it does save a little bit for cost for doing certain tanks and everything like, so there's several of those around. So they'll be eliminated as well, so. And then the company that is looking at doing work gave us a great deal on removing those tanks, which some of them wanted almost $8,000 to remove tanks. So,
All right, well, good, thank you.
Interesting.
so,
Thank you for the update.
yep.
All right, next item is cemetery report. Anybody have anything? Okay.
All good.
They just got done partying this weekend, my good God.
We should really build a fence around it. These people are dying to get in.
Next item, HayGov and website. Is there anything there for you?
Yes, I'm working with Town Web, and they're redoing our town hall, the rental part on our website. So I requested name and address, phone number, so they're looking at that part of that with the pavilion in the town hall. So she, right now you can go on our website and click on the pavilion rental, and you can just click on the calendar to request whatever day you want to rent. And it just shows the name, but she hasn't gotten back to me as that it's updated, but she's working.
But you're working.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Okay, perfect. Correspondence, did you have anything?
With the town hall, you remember we had that incident last month with the cleaning?
Yeah.
So I reached out to the individual, he did reimburse us for the cleaning amount.
Good.
So that's all taken care of, and I was suggesting maybe we could give that money to the 4-H.
Well, they're the ones who cleaned it.
So I was thinking, do I need a motion? Do that?
I think, whatever, I think we just give you a motion, whether we need it or not, right?
Okay, cause I like a motion just to say,
Right.
it was $100 that I
The
charged.
money that was charged should go to the 4-Hers that cleaned it.
Speaking especially since we don't have it on the books,
Right,
it's black and white, I'll make that motion that we.
thank you.
I will second that.
Okay.
All right, you got a motion from Lauren to reimburse the 4-H club for cleaning, and a second from David, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry us.
What was the bill?
I charged him $100.
100?
It did, but you know what?
Let's get it to
It's done. We're moving forward and groups
in the future.
had a fundraiser for themselves, okay. And they probably learned something out of the whole deal themselves. So- Okay, roads and basically an update on Idlewild is starting, so. If anybody, I've been waiting to, the culverts are there, they cut the stuff, I just wanna make darn sure. That when they're ripping that culvert out, no matter how many times I say it, doesn't make any difference. that they put it, they dig the bottom of that culvert, put a decent base in there, okay? So I'm asking that if anybody, including Jason, sees them there
No, I have.
on that culvert that does that huge dip,
Jason or Chris,
please, or Chris, anybody in the town. you know what I
anybody
mean?
online.
And then just let us know with a text or an email. We talk to them, then the rest of the people won't know, okay? Or else they'll just do what they do and, cause I can't
Maybe
sit
that
there.
name again. It's just-
Yes, okay, so I'm trying to eliminate that the best we could.
You know,
I
when
got that on my hand.
do you know when they're gonna be ripping the road to put the culverts in? I mean,
Well,
I see
they
them
were-
outside.
Yeah, they've already cut it, and the machine is sitting there, but I don't, that's, you don't know, right? I don't know.
Speaking of cut road, what's happening over by, right on the Churchill? I mean, that's still gravel.
I was told that the county has got some blacktopping to do down H. And when the machine and equipment is here, they're gonna hit that same one. Then I asked, where are we sitting on Brands? I think, is that Brands down here, where that cave-in
That cave in.
from the state? He said, well, the state guy was there, and he said, I reminded him again. I see they did some black brown landscaping work that got washed out across the road. But nothing that really should have been fixed, because I don't see a lot of people traveling in the ditch, but hey, maybe.
Is there still a barricade up there?
Oh,
Been
yes,
that-
great big hole, you bet,
Still the same hole.
yep, yes.
So Old Elm has another big hole.
That cool.
You see it?
No,
It's like when you turn, when you're coming off a mill, turning down to Old Elm, going towards the farm, there's a hole like this.
Second hole, cause there was one there,
Second hole.
second hole.
Like
on your
right-
side, on your side
on
of
the
Mill.
grade. Yeah, like, yeah. Like it's like a literally.
I wonder
somebody
if
took
that-
thing and made a
I'm
hole.
wondering if
It's
that
a
culvert,
Totally
isn't
wrong.
like, hey, is there something going on with the culvert? Could see,
I don't
I
know.
don't, culvert's not there, where the first hole is, that's not really culvert is.
no,
No, it's
No,
farther down, it's like
this one,
down past the apron.
this is like, I should take a picture of it, but.
It's
It's completely round, like it's like someone like drilled a hole.
I'll look and see. Maybe we can have at least Phil to get by until, cause that project won't start till next year.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was, but I said, Rand, did you realize it's a hole? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody should tell somebody.
Yeah.
Again.
So I had all kinds of things going on here. State sent the bridge request. And had more questions, they wanted an updated estimate. For the culvert that I was told not to apply for. Well, I applied for it anyway, right? Cause I thought, what the heck? So maybe we are in the running, they didn't say yes or no, they just said we want more information, if you're wanting more information, I'm thinking it might actually be.
Maplewood Road,
On Maplewood Road, correct, that is the culvert, that we applied for, so.
What Maplewood and where? Was it
It's that one culvert that,
not far from,
I think so,
past,
Dyer Road,
Yes,
or by Maple Road.
Kinnard is down by Carna.
Well, there's one that comes before Continent. There's a.
when they did that initial inspection thing, right? They sent out two of them that said need to be looked at, those were our two. One was basically cut this little tree down on the outlet side of it and
That was one near Maple Road.
keep it, keep an eye on it, and the other one was like rotting out and being done. So when I did that, and I was talking with our engineer from Stantec, and then going back to the state, I stopped and took pictures of the bridge on Rose Road. I said, why can't this get fixed? You know what I mean? Why can't we do something with that bridge? I mean, it's very old, you can see it cracking. And the response I got back, I could read it to you, but the end, in a nutshell, the state is saying. First, it showed up on their paperwork as a 5, like, it's great. I said, I don't know, I don't,
It's like the wrong data for the broadband. They start out wrong data and bad decisions, bad data.
so we sent pictures. And I sent measurements and I did all this stuff. And his response back was. That bridge appears to be in fairly good shape.
There are pictures and then.
Oh, yeah, with the cracked, whatever. So that's not really up for debate. He did say that his thought pattern was that we should clean the tree, the debris and tree that's in front of it on the inlet side. Upstream, which would be your inlet. And then what you could do is you could reinforce those walls. And I keep thinking to myself,
We had that at Forest Drive.
that's what the tree is doing, is it not? We're slowing the crap up before it gets in there and that's free. You know,
Say we drop a few more trees across the creek there.
that's what I can say too. So we're just gonna let it go and move on, and who knows, maybe more funding will come.
Let's look at it this fall,
Yeah,
maybe some
so at least you know I was fighting all that.
some big boulders or something near the.
Yeah, it would be kinda nice. Calls, another call and visit. If you guys are doing Idlewild Road, why don't you fix it right and blah, 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 and so. I went down there and I met with the guy. And we walked down the Anakin Trail for, I don't know, 300 yards, and you know, after I'm off the right away, I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not to do with town. This is DNR. Well, I'm gonna show you anyway. Said, well, show me, but there's nothing I can say. You're gonna need to get a hold of the Parks Department, you need to get a hold of DNR. So there must have been something there and just wants the waterway cleaned out. Or put a culvert there or something, so the water can flow, or else it stops here and then it runs all over the. Can't help you with that. So as soon as you get on Idlewild Road and we're heading
And
north. It's the first place on the left.
That's right on the enemy.
It's like that big huge pink house.
Yeah. So there's a awful problem, not getting them to do something.
Right. But there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
Zero. I can point you in the right direction. And then you're gonna do what you need to do. Well, I talked to him. I told him what my opinion was, but that's up to him to do whatever he.
You heard for your opinion, I say,
But that's, I mean,
Well,
maybe they're just trying to find a way through.
either way,
yeah, starting somewhere.
yep, work it. Move on. The other issue I had was, I had a couple of complaints. About this blue building moving down the road that we don't have mobile homes here. So it went down Center Road.
Someone's moving a house or something, or
Why? I don't know what the heck. I got two separate complaints. I went down that road and I looked the first time and there is absolutely no house on wheels there. Then the second complaint comes. And he explains to me that I'm supposed to go look at something. So then I drove in the 40 acres to the back. It's gonna be a zoning issue, not a town issue, but yep, there that little house was. And it's breaking huge racetrack. And another building, and another building, and another building. So I'll send an email to zoning
We
and
start selling tickets to the races and stuff.
I just, whatever, as far as I'm concerned. That's a zoning issue. I'm just gonna ask that Mariah looks at it or whoever and. Yeah, Kara, do they have permits for this? That's your problem. We'll fix it.
Where is it?
I think you said off
Off of Center on the dead end. So the guy.
And east center, but west.
Okay.
East side is only creek.
Yeah.
Well, on the other side,
You look at
Yeah.
awesome.
Trash that tracks.
yeah, that's it.
I gotta admit, it's pretty cool.
It is.
So that was all of that. As far as the right of way, Dave, you had sent your thing. I didn't get a lot of time myself. This has been an extremely busy month.
Well, but right speed in AT&T,
They're,
it's not gonna matter. I mean,
Right, well, immediately, not
Well,
whatever, but
it will matter, but I think they're really sticking to the main county roads for the most part, so, yeah. I mean, so, but it'll.
so what we're basically saying is, right now, we're still getting what they said we were gonna get.
For B. Yeah, Brightspeed and Bertram are.
And there's a
Bertram
satellite in the
County is-
middle, that's
Satellite in the
still
middle.
all coming,
Yes,
that's what's planned for this point in time.
right, and
But what
And
we're
again,
trying to do is get rid of
get rid of the satellite.
satellites
fibers,
to get,
So there's no fire. And I'm right now experimenting with a T-Mobile wireless, just to see how it compares. I've got Brightspeed right now on a copper line that is 20 megs down and like 1 meg up, right? But it's steady, it's reliable. I've got this T-Mobile that if you try the speed thing, it's 300 megs down the road, that's great. And then you do it 30 seconds later and it won't work. You know, so, and then next time it's up to 80 and then
That's more like cellular.
it's a wireless, yeah, it's from a cell.
That's wireless,
Right.
that's what we have.
Right, and, you know, to say that the speeds are this, great, at its best, but it jumps all over the place, I think. And it's only been 2 weeks since I've had it, so I don't know if you've had it longer, if you're
Well, I
fine.
have like year or two.
And does it go up and down? Sometimes it spins. And-
It was really good up to this last probably 6 months.
Well, and then maybe because I hooked up to it, right? So now, well, because what happens is more people hook up,
And then,
and then that degrades their signal, and then.
Or, did they take on US Cellular?
you know,
yeah, they did,
T-Mobile?
yes, they
Right,
did.
so that might have
Uh,
put more fingers in the
They
pie.
they will not give anybody, they will not let anybody else on the,
Right.
whatever, tower or whatever they are.
Right, their tower is actually up by a beach road.
Right, I mean, they say they have a limit to the tower, but, you know.
Yeah.
And then they'll build new towers, but again, it's not, I'm just learning, it's not as reliable as fiber, so I mean, fiber will be.
Right now, it's basically line of sight, so if there's any type of trees or something like that, that's what it's. Yeah,
You know, or the walls of your home and whatever.
yeah. And they say you should have that little antenna in a window or something like that, then I'll be out a little bit, so. I know we got T-Mobile right now at our house, and it's sitting in my daughter's window on the south side of the house.
Yeah.
All they're at, we gotta move into the exercise room in the north, window instead, so.
Yeah.
So it all depends on that a little bit too, so.
But then even once it's in the right place, the signal bounces around, I mean, I'm learning right now.
so if we, let's say in a wonderful world, all this fiber comes through, ooh, great, before I die. Then what do you need the tower for?
Well, then it's just T-Mobile phone. I mean, it's a,
T-Mobile will, if people decide to hook up to the fiber, that gives them a second option, basically, is the wireless, so.
it might get faster for us. that it's-
Yeah, it would get faster for people that don't.
Less people maybe on it, so it might speed up a little bit for you, but the speeds on a fiber is unbelievable fast, so.
And it's steady.
Yeah.
Whereas, again, the speed, only fast enough for me if it works, but it bounces all over, then you drop your signal and. You gotta read.
Well, yeah, wired fiber is instant.
Well, and that is what we had 2.5 years ago going in.
Yeah.
So, and this will be maybe a next agenda or something, but we did have the 2024 resolution that I think Kevin was right when he got on the board it was a $860,000 borrowing. But that would have put us like Clay Banks with fiber right now. We would have it. So, yes, it's cost, but probably now it'll be $1 million or whatever, but over the whole town, maybe that's worth it. It's worth it exploring.
Any word on the county line or Old Krieger Road?
I asked that, and I don't know if that is. Got a lot on his plate, but he's like, I gotta still get a hold of the people and set up the meetings and,
Some of the people.
yeah.
I know, see, I'm
What is that retiring, do you know, Jason?
He's a tender, yeah.
September.
Retired.
Yeah.
After the fair, I know that.
I think so much.
Right, they didn't hire another guy yet, so I mean, I don't know, that guy, whoever is gonna get hired, is here you go.
No.
I'll be a learning curve.
Which will be,
That's gonna be a mess.
well, it was supposed to be, you work with me for 6 months.
Yeah.
Next to me, and the transition should have been pretty easy, but. That didn't happen. Okay, payment of bills.
There any,
Yeah.
any credit card?
Yes, there's a check, there's a credit card that is not on the statement or on the
Okay,
report. It is $49.42.
okay,
Stamps and town supplies.
and that's not on there yet.
No, that is not on.
Do you know how much you need for that, or just,
Just $49.12.
Yeah,
oh, that's what this bill is?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like this bill and we.
No, just that bill and then whatever is on the state or
Can I get a motion?
report.
Also move,
Yeah, I will,
pay the bills with
with the additional credit card,
right.
All right,
I second.
got a motion from Lauren to pay the bills as presented with the credit card, and a second from David, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that carries. Discussion for meetings, we kind of talked about the fire department part, Colleen,
I have a question.
yeah.
Do we want bushes put back out by the sign?
I like it.
I kind of like to be able to see the sign, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What I think,
That moment.
this is just my opinion,
I
I
thought,
think you're-
I thought it was done, so I thought it looked good.
yeah.
I said you can actually see it, so,
Right.
yeah.
And then there's those crazy bushes that they're all, what,
With those
somebody
mulberry
should
trees.
come with like a tractor and rip them out and make them go away.
Well, not that mulberry tree, that's got great fruit.
No, the tree is fine,
Those are
they're like some shrubby looking things, what are those?
Is that, we can have them.
You know which ones I'm talking
No,
about?
not that weeping tree with the, you know, the, cause it's
We'll,
short tree.
we'll go up, look, I think there's like three, it's not a tree, it's a,
But we might need to put like new gravel in there then to make it
Yeah.
look nicer.
in the sign, you're saying?
Yeah, like in the area where the sign
I didn't
is.
even know there was gravel there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
So you think it's on, go by, you saying get some colored stone or what?
Right, rock or
Like that,
something.
yes. Or Bayland or whatever in Brussels,
Oh, yeah, whichever one.
Bayland or whatever it's called.
She did a good job.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Yeah.
But if we aren't gonna put bushes back in, I think we should at least put stone so it looks nice. But then somebody's gotta keep spraying it because it's gonna get weeds.
And thank SNS for spraying our trails, so it's all dead, thank you, SNS. Where else the grass just, then the gravel is nothing but grass. So,
Pet peeve brains.
I like it.
Hey, what's up, you go down and put your gravel on top of that.
Yeah,
What else did we say? Something else? Some of the stuff.
Well, can we just go out there and we'll look when we're done here, and then we can decide
Yeah.
at that point what to rip out or not rip out. But I think as far as the funds for the stones and stuff, if we're gonna do stones, there should be no reason to.
You know,
Are you gonna have your guys do that, your people?
Pam,
Then yes, I think we just approve the cost of the stone and be done, which we don't know, but I mean, it's not gonna be very
do we
much.
want like the white stone that's out there, or do we want colors?
Just to take a look.
There's all different colors.
I know there's tons of colors.
You know what? I think that's
that's a lady.
that's my opinion.
Okay.
I think that's somebody who enjoys looking at things, and this would look nice. Cause if it's for a guy, it's gonna be, I don't know, just white, throw some newspaper, who cares?
Yep.
But
Okay.
white, it's dirty, easy to,
It
right?
does, yep.
So I think we just leave that up to your discretion, and I'm positive between, you'll pick something out
Oh,
nice.
yeah, lots of silver.
My guess is that anybody who comments negatively won't visit you. Your house, they're asking people don't like it, well,
So I think.
Just go to municipal fast and pick up a bunch of rocks.
I found this big one in the ditch. So, I mean, do we even need a motion for that? If we're just letting her, we should, we'll do what you gotta do and be done with it.
Okay,
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Alright.
The next town board meeting is going to be August 17th, 2026 at 6:30 PM. I am looking for a motion for adjournment.
To adjourn?
Second.
I got a motion from David to adjourn, a second by Lauren. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.